looking forward to eating some tasty treats. But what about getting them involved by letting them make their own? Why not, right? Jennifer Pfeiffer, also known as the Cake Girl, joins us this morning to show us how you can make and decorate some cookies just in time for the holiday. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, we are so happy to have you. Now, I follow this goodness, is what I call it, on Instagram. So I've seen so many different themes that you do of cookies, and really you started with cakes, but right, you moved to cookies.
Yeah, we do cookies more than anything. We still make cakes and cupcakes, but we've become much more known for our cookies, so we do more cookies than anything else now.
Yeah, and it looks fabulous. And so what are you going to teach us how to make today?
Well, we're going to do some bunny faces today.
Okay.
So we're going to kind of walk you through the process from the start with dough and icing, and then I'm going to show you how to decorate them.
I love that. Okay, let's do it.
All right. So of course we're going to start with the dough, and what I always tell people is it's easiest if you work between two layers. I have parchment paper on the bottom, wax paper on the top. Okay. That way you're not adding flour in that can really dry out your cookies.
Okay.
So you're just going to roll right on top of that.
All right.
And roll out your dough. When you're ready to cut with the cutter, I also line the cooking sheet with parchment paper, because that way, once you have your cookie on there, you're not trying to transfer with the spatula. Your cookies can break really often. So you put your cookies on there, and then you can just slide the whole parchment paper off. Okay. And you don't break any of your cookies.
There you go.
So
and where do you get the shapes for all the different creations you do?
You know, there are a million different people out there who do these, and a lot of them do them with the 3D printers. And so I have a friend, it's called That's a Nice Cookie Cutter. She's based here in Michigan, in Waterford, and she makes a lot of cookie cutters.
Really?
So
it's a local business where you get a lot of these cookie cutters from.
We try to keep it as local as possible with all our supplies too.
Okay, good.
Really awesome.
So the next step then, after cutting it, and you bake it at
what
temperature do you bake it at?
350. And then what you'll want to do too is after you cut, you roll out your dough, you're going to put it in the fridge for a little bit before you cut out the shapes. That helps them to keep their shape and not spread and kind of lose, you know, that nice shape design. And then while you're baking, you can work on your royal icing. Okay. So you're basically going to put these ingredients in, mix it for about 10 minutes.
So it's confectioner sugar, and is it egg whites?
Yep, meringue powder.
Okay.
So, and you can use fresh egg whites too if you want. I use the meringue powder, some flavoring, some water, and then my secret is to put in a little bit of corn syrup, because that helps the icing that still has a soft bite to it. It dries hard enough that you can decorate, but you're not going to break your teeth.
But I read too that royal icing, that's what it's called, right? It is a little bit more difficult, or can be challenging to work with. Why is that?
It can be tricky because it's very sensitive to humidity, which is really fun in the Michigan area where we have a lot of humidity. Right. And people have a lot of times trouble getting the consistency right. Okay. So when you first bring it out of the mixer, it's going to be really thick. And so you'll just want to add a tiny bit of water at a time to get the consistency that you want to cover your cookies. And that consistency, you can see it's not super runny, but it's not super thick. So this is the kind of consistency you want to get the flooding, which is that nice flat background on your cookies.
So then you put the coloring.
Then you add your coloring in. Okay. You're ready to go.
And so here you have one, I noticed.
Yep, we do.
So let's pull one of these out. Now I want to see you do this. I have no decorating skills whatsoever.
You're going to be able to do this too, I promise.
My gosh.
Anybody can do this.
Okay.
And with these bunny faces, it's great because we have some edible, excuse my reach, some edible markers over here, and these are great to decorate with your kids because even the youngest kid can hold a marker and color on things. Okay. So once your icing has dried, I let it dry overnight, then you're ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the simple part of the face, and we're going to make a straight line straight down the middle.
Straight line down the middle. Yours already looks better
just
than
like
mine.
that. No,
that's not fair.
No, not at all.
Okay, all right.
So we're going to add the teeth in just by kind of boxing off this bottom part here.
Add the teeth in, okay.
Perfect. A couple little dots here where our whiskers are going to come out.
Dots for the whiskers, okay.
Perfect. Then you're going to throw some whiskers on there.
Let's make it look like the real deal.
Beautiful. And then we're just going to use a little bit of this pink icing. We're going to squeeze. Ooh. Well, look at that.
Oh, no,
that's live TV for you.
But you know what? We know what it looks like. We know what it's supposed to look like if it didn't explode like that. Because look, you brought them already made and beautiful, and we get the idea. So don't you worry, I'll eat all that up. Don't you worry about it. But this is what they look like, and it's so beautiful. And again, this is something that you can do with the kids.
Absolutely.
I just did it. If I can do it, a kid can do it.
Anybody can.
For sure.
Anybody can.
Thank you so much for coming on. And where can people find out more about what you guys have to offer? Because I know you do custom orders. You also have classes where you teach folks how to do this. Where can they learn more? more about all that?
The best place to find information is on our Facebook page at The Cake Girl, but you can also go to our website at jenthecakegirl.com. List our classes, our custom orders, which we do custom even more so than the classes. We offer classes for kids as young as 4.
Yes, awesome. This is so wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. And Chris, you were saying the forecast is has a little less sweetness than what I've got here. Is that right?